The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Glenn in Massachusetts. Hey, Glenn, what's going on?
You know what is good for us is Tom O'Brien providing an unbiased source of information for us investors. You don't have an agenda. It's just to cut through everything and to give us the facts. I want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. Well, 5 days a week we go, 2 hours a day we go, 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day out there, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally. Transform your life. When you refuse to take things personally, you avoid many upsets in your life. Your feelings of anger, jealousy, and even sadness will simply disappear if you don't take them personally. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 228, NASDAQ off 50, S&P's off 20, gold contract down $17.30, trading at $1,412 an ounce. Silver off 83 cents at $35.21. Platinum down $38 at $1,763 an ounce. Copper off 2 pennies at $4.19 a pound. Light sweet crude down $2.13, trading out at $103.43 a barrel. Bonds up 1.5 trading out at 120.24. Dollar index up 59 ticks at 77.31. Euro down 12 ticks at 137. Yen up 20 ticks at 82.94. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're down 24 bucks. You're going into the low of 1294.26 from the February 24th time frame. What we did out here, folks, you did 1.1 billion shares versus the 800 million as you're trying to get into the highs of yesterday, versus the 24th, which is 1.2. Bottom line, you're when you stop right before a swing point, folks, which we did here, which is the swing point is 1294.26. That's going to blow that baby away. It's going to wake up in the morning, blow it away. This thing's going to be down at 1275 in a heartbeat. 1275 level is the 28th of January. Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. They brought him in deep in the Dow. Dow blew away the swing point. That swing point being on the 24th, which was the, right at the swing point. Same deal, actually, which is the 11,983 swing point. You're 11,984. This little baby's going to be down to 11,800 in about a heartbeat. Composite, NASDAQ Composite. What we did with the Composite is down 50 bucks. She breaks the swing at 27.05. She does it with 2.3 billion shares. Accelerated big time on the volume. That swing point there had two, let me see this. There she is. Okay, the swing point, we did 2.35. That swing point there had 2.49. So what you're going to have there, she needs about another 100 million. She'll still make her way down to this 26.76. That's the next level down there. Now, if you want to see inside the ETF structures how that shook out, this is what you have. Inside the SPY, you had the swing out there from the 24th. February 24th, the bottom of that swing is 129.70. We did 260 million. We hit 129.81 today with 270. So you're coming into that with accelerated volume. We go to the 4Qs. We take a look at the 4Qs. What the 4Qs do, we do 91 million shares. That swing point there is $56.13. We are at $56.14, and we did 91 million shares. Now, the diamonds, this is pretty amazing, folks. They took people, the Dow 30, it's a great headline indice, no doubt about it. People feel like the Dow's up, the whole world's fine. Bottom line, they took them south in a big way. Now, watch what the diamonds did. The diamonds did 15 million shares. versus 12 million at the swing point. We are at 119.73, so we're already into the 17 million day. The low of that day is 117.76. That's where we're going. That's saying that Dow wants to get down to that 11,770. I suspect it's going to get there pretty quick, too. What do we have with the U.S. dollar? The good old U.S. dollar, folks, that baby takes off topside. It had already rejected the low from November 4th. It did it with lighter volume. Takes off topside today, does 35,000 contracts. Bottom line, King Dollar wants to go to 78 to 81. That's a huge acceleration. What does it do to the commodity market? Absolutely took the commodity market apart. If we go over to the gold market first, wasn't really drastic, but what you have a confirmation now. What you have with gold, we backed down off the highs at 185,000 contracts. That we had gone over the high on March 7th, and we did that with 171,000. That was testing 255,000. Couldn't handle it. What does that set up? That sets up, we're at 1412.90 on this contract. That sets up a test of 1348 to 1309. We go take a look at the bond market, U.S. And what ends up happening in bonds? Bonds do 430,000 contracts. This is the 30-year we're talking about. She's going at 125, and you can expect it's going to get there pretty quick. The 120.26, which we were pushing into today, folks, had volume out there of 389,000. We were pushing today 430,000. This is going to be a very large ABC up. That's the B point. The A point is 115, so you get $5 of an ABC. That would bring you, as a 1-to-1 ABC structure, that would bring you up to the 123 area. I suspect it's going to go a lot further than that. 877-927-6648. And folks, my new book is going to be in the bookstores at the end of March. If you want a sneak peek of it, you can come over to our website at TFNN. It's right on the front page, and you'll see how we are going to be doing. We're going to be coming across the country, but you can check it out, the front page of TFNN. And, of course, don't forget, folks, when the update that I just do each and every day right here at the beginning of the market, you can get that update on YouTube by going to TFNN Corp. We have a YouTube channel out there, and we take that along with the charts and send that out there. So you get a nice 10-minute update that you can subscribe to. It's free, and you get it each and every day. 877-927-6648. And what you had here, folks, is this. You know what's amazing is this. March 10th in general is kind of is a real interesting date. And the reason it's so interesting, see, if you go back to 2000, the highs of 2000, what had ended up happening is that the high in the NASDAQ was January 14th. The high in the Dow was January 14th. The high in the NASDAQ was March 10th. If you remember last week, what we had brought up is that we were talking about leverage. And what you saw out here today, you saw everything being sold, meaning it didn't matter where it was in, whether it was commodities, whether it was in equities, whether, it just everything was getting sold. And the reason for that, folks, goes like this. If you remember last week, I was bringing up the amount of leverage, which was absolutely incredible. After the financial debacle in 2008, well, bottom line, the statistics came out last week, and what was the statistics? The statistics were that the leverage had got to the highs of 2007 once again, got to the highs of 2000 once again. So when that happens, of course, what it means? Well, what it means is that once there's any type of selling whatsoever, because traders, banks are leveraged up dramatically, they start selling. As they start selling, it's just not the equity markets that have to get sold. The reason being is that when you do the math on a leverage up, which they do, which is absolutely insane, okay, the bottom line, picture something. If you buy something at 2, 4, and 6, what do you win at? You're in at 4. Bottom line, it just comes back 1.5 points. You're toasted, you're roasted. But that's what you saw out here today. We go take a look at the XAU. Let's go take a look at the Philadelphia Gold and Silver Exchange. And this is what we have happening out here. That was down $5 today. We're at 202.92. Now, this next stop is down to that 194. I suspect it's going to go lower, and this is why. If we take a look at a few of these equities, normally what you have inside the gold market right now is that there's a couple that are really close to a buy, but they're not a buy. And don't touch them, folks, because this is what you have. They've no doubt extended themselves, but because the gold and silver equities had moved off the highs first, what you have is that many of these, like a lot of these babies, are down 25%, and silver and gold are still at highs. What you're going to see is you're going to see them come down to the next levels, and those next levels, folks, bring you down into the May of 2010 levels, which is pretty dramatic. But you know what? That acceleration down there, what you'll start seeing now is this. You're going to start seeing them. They're going to be under their swing points. They're going to have lighter volume under their swing points, and they're going to basically extend the way down. I suspect, next 2 or 3 weeks, that's where the buy is going to be. But they're going to be at dramatically lower levels out here. We take a look at the XLE now. This gets real interesting with the XLE, and this is what it is. The oil sector, folks, okay, and this is always tricky, and it's important to understand how this works. The XLE had nice volume going all the way up until the 23rd of February. We had volume out there at 32 million. And then what you had is this. Now watch this. Then you had a test with 20 million. Then you had a test with 14 million. That turns into 14 million versus 32. That turns into a huge problem, folks. Huge problem. When you get a test on basically 40, 50% lighter volume, watch out. And sure enough, it blew it out today. This XLE came off the high, 36 million shares. This is basically broke the whole uptrend. And when I talk about the whole uptrend, we're talking about going all the way back to $60, and we're at 73 right now. So it's a big number. If you go over inside if we take a look at the ExxonMobil, ExxonMobil basically came off the highs. $3 came off those highs into a breakout area. We got below the breakout area, which is, actually it's right into it, which is the 8104 level. That's why you saw the S&Ps sell off so dramatically also. The S&Ps, of course, the cash was down 24, the future was down 21, and I suspect you're going to see a lot more of that. The reason being is that inside the S&Ps, whether it's Oxy was off down $3.50. You had ConocoPhillips off 280. Apache was off 331. Big numbers. They're big numbers right across the whole ball of wax here. If we go take a look at, and that's a huge part of the S&P because the oil companies had gone up so dramatically. If you take a look at Oxy, Oxy is going to go after this 93 area. We're at 97 right now. We'll see whether it has any juice as it goes after that number. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the markets, folks, we had the Dow up 228, NASDAQ up 50, S&P's up 24. We're going to be right back.